The door clicks shut, and for a moment, just a moment, the noise stops. But inside your head, it is anything but quiet. Every word from that conversation is still moving. Every expression, every shift in tone, every response you wish you had said, it is all still there, circling. Like static on a screen that won't go dark. To someone on the outside, it might look like you have pulled away. It might look like you are being cold or distant or dramatic, but from where you are standing, it does not feel like a choice at all. It feels like your mind has simply reached its limit. Like the words have used up the last of something and there is nothing left to give. This experience has a name. It is called the post-conflict retreat. And if it sounds familiar to you, I want you to know there is nothing wrong with you. Your mind is not broken, it is protecting you. And today we are going to explore exactly how and exactly why. The conversation that doesn't end when it ends. For many people, a difficult conversation ends when it ends. They walk away, they take a breath, and their mind moves on. But for others, and you may be one of them, the conversation keeps going long after the room has gone quiet. You are still in it, still processing, still holding the weight of every word that was spoken. This is what we can call the sensory overhang. And it is one of the most exhausting things a sensitive nervous system can carry. Here is what is happening. During a conflict, your brain is not just listening to the words, it is reading the room. It is tracking tone of voice, body language, pauses, sighs, and the energy underneath what is being said. Your mind is collecting far more information than a simple exchange of words. It is doing a full environmental scan. And when the conversation ends, all of that data is still waiting to be sorted. Your nervous system is still vibrating at the frequency of the conflict. Until that vibration slows, until the body understands that the threat has passed, true rest is not possible. This is not sensitivity as a flaw, this is sensitivity as a feature. Your mind picks up on things others miss, but it also means that recovery takes longer. And that is not something to be ashamed of. That is simply how your system works. When words become too heavy to carry. Have you ever been in the middle of a difficult moment and someone asks you a simple question, "Are you okay?" or "Do you want to talk?" And even forming a short answer feels completely impossible. That is not you being dramatic. That is your brain doing something very specific. When your nervous system moves into a state of high stress, your body's priority shifts. It is no longer focused on communication. It is focused on protection. And in that shift, the part of your brain responsible for turning thoughts into spoken words, a region called Broca's area, can actually reduce its activity. Think about what that means. Your brain is not just making it harder to talk. It is redirecting that energy somewhere else entirely. It is rerouting power toward internal repair rather than outward expression. You are not being difficult. You are not shutting people out on purpose. Your system is doing exactly what it was designed to do under pressure. It is preserving itself. And understanding this, really understanding it, can change the way you feel about your own silence, because it is not a character flaw. What silence is actually doing. Silence after conflict is not empty. It only looks that way from the outside. Inside, it is one of the most active things your mind can do. The quiet is not absence, it is space. It is the space your mind needs to begin sorting through everything it just experienced. Think of it this way. Imagine your thoughts are water, and during a conflict, the glass fills and fills until it is overflowing. In that state, you cannot add anything new without it spilling. You cannot receive comfort. You cannot offer reassurance. You cannot access the calm, grounded version of yourself. The silence is what allows the glass to empty. And this is why even gentle check-ins from the people you love can feel like too much in those moments. It is not that you do not appreciate them. It is not that their care doesn't matter. It is that any new input, no matter how kind, is still more water going into a glass that has no room left. The retreat is not rejection. It is regulation. It is your internal system doing the quiet, invisible work of bringing you back to a place where you can function, where you can reconnect, where you can be present again. Once the silence has done its work, once the static begins to clear and the water level starts to drop, something shifts. The weight in your chest becomes a little lighter. The fog around your thoughts begins to lift. Words start to feel possible again. This is the other side of the retreat, and it is important to know that it exists. Because when you are in the deepest part of the quiet, it can feel like you will never find your way back, like this is just how it is now. Like the version of yourself that could speak and connect and feel okay is simply gone. It is not gone, it is resting. And when you do come back, and you will, it helps to be gentle with what you find. You may still feel tender. You may not have all the words, that is okay. Coming back does not mean being fully healed. It just means you are ready to begin again. If there are conversations that still need to happen, they will be there. If there are apologies to offer or feelings to express, there will be space for that. But only once you have given yourself the time to return to yourself first. You cannot pour from a glass that has not been given the chance to refill. You are allowed to be quiet. If you are someone who needs the post-conflict retreat, I want you to hear this clearly. Your silence is not a weapon. It is not coldness. It is not a failure to communicate. It is your mind's most honest way of telling you and the world that it needs time. The next time you feel that heaviness settle in after a hard conversation, try to meet it with a little more gentleness. Not judgment, not urgency, just a quiet acknowledgement that your system is working, even when it doesn't look like it. Stay in the silence as long as you need to. Let the static clear. Let the glass empty. Because when you find your way back, and you always do, you will find yourself whole again, ready to speak, ready to connect, ready to move forward. That version of you is worth the wait. If this resonated with you, you are not alone in this. Subscribe to MindStill for more honest, gentle conversations about your mind, your emotions, and the quiet work of healing. Take care of yourself.